Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the WorldSkills UK Network Empowering Global Talent presentation today. For Empowering Global Talent webinar, we are joined today by 4 representatives from WorldSkills UK. The organisation uses international best practice to raise the standards in apprenticeships and technical education so more young people and employers succeed. They will talk about opportunities for young people in technical skills training to join the competition at national level from February next year, as well as encouraging technical skills specialists from this network to consider joining our network of trainers. Now, before I hand over to Jeanette to introduce the team and speakers for today, I'd like to play a short video of WorldSkills and what it's all about.
Welcome to WorldSkills Lyon 2024.
You can be proud to have come so far and be here today to represent your country.
Je proclame la 47e édition de la compétition mondiale des WorldSkills ouverte.
So I think what WorldSkills UK do in the UK is incredibly special. It brings that international benchmarking back into the UK, but as I say, it goes well beyond running a set of competitions into thinking about how we can use the spirit of WorldSkills to think differently.
We enter our apprentices into WorldSkills UK purely simply to develop them. Given the opportunity to grow and learn new skills.
This really gives that different kind of lens onto it, and it really looks at benchmarking against other countries, where there's opportunities for in the UK to do more, where we're really good at as well. And those kind of things will really filter through the education system and for employers.
Before taking part in WorldSkills, I didn't know that this kind of part of my skill existed. So through taking part in this competition, I've realised what I want to do as a career.
The training programme for WorldSkills has helped me develop, again, the resilience and the ability to tackle problems that I might have not tackled before, and it's also helped with my communication skills.
They are setting new benchmarks for excellence, and they're doing it at such a young age. These young people, they are the best practitioners in their field, and they're about 21. They've got 30, 40 years of experience left to go. That should inspire, it's a role model, it should drive things forward to say this is how good you can be. You can really drive through in the vocational education world, and TVET is absolutely essential for the UK economy.
So this has been an absolutely amazing week. Team UK have done themselves proud and they've done their country proud. They have shown that the UK has the skills it needs to be internationally competitive, and that is what is so important to us at WorldSkills UK. What we are doing is we're taking back the learning, we're taking back the insights, and what we've seen this week at international competition in Lyon will be part of our programmes to train the trainers back in colleges, back in training providers, back in employer providers, back in the UK.
I had a little inkling that maybe, potentially, but silver was phenomenal.
When my name got called out, that was unbelievable.
Absolutely amazing. This is everything I've worked for the last few years. I'm so pleased. This is exactly what I was looking for. I think this will really pave my career path going forwards.
You don't know what to think. You can't believe it's finally here. You can hardly even believe it's over whenever it is over.
Thank you. And now over to Jeanette.
Thanks so much, Kasim. And I hope that you caught some of that. We'll share the link with you afterwards. So good morning and thank you to the Pathway Group for hosting WorldSkills UK for your final webinar of 2024. And thank you to everyone who's joining us on the call live. We're going to quickly introduce ourselves before we get into why we're here. So if I could introduce my colleagues from WorldSkills UK. Shireen, do you want to kick off?
Yeah, hi everyone. My name is Shireen Saeed. I work in the international development team as a manager, and my main role is working with training managers and overseeing training and development of Team UK for international competition.
Thanks, Shireen. Daisy?
Hi everyone, good morning. I'm Daisy and I'm the Careers Development Manager at WorldSkills UK. So I work with the team on our careers advocacy work and also our Skills Champion alumni programme, which is for our past competitor alumni who become ambassadors for our programmes and technical education and apprenticeships.
Thanks, Daisy. And Sal, over to you.
Hello everyone, my name is Sam Anley. I'm one of the training managers, sector experts for health and social care. I'm also the competition organising partner for our national health and social care competition. Thank you.
Thanks, Sarah. And just quickly, my name's Jeanette, and after spending 20 years in further education, I joined WorldSkills UK just over 5 years ago to lead the international development team. So it's wonderful to have the opportunity to come and meet some of you virtually and to get to talk about what we do at WorldSkills UK. About the organisation, we have been members of WorldSkills International since the beginning, really, which is just over 70 years now. We were there at the first competition in 1953, and now the global membership has reached over 89 countries and nations, around 65 of which compete in the biennial competition, which includes around 65 skills. So it's like the Skills Olympics. We're here to bring some of the work that we do to life, and I'm going to hand over to Daisy now to talk about the first theme, which is around the national competitions and how we engage our competitors to act as ambassadors. Over to you, Daisy.
Thank you, Jeanette. So to continue on from the amazing video you've seen and Jeanette's introduction, as an organisation, we are empowering young people from all backgrounds through our competition-based training and careers advocacy. And I'm going to talk to you this morning about our national competitions programme, and then we'll hand over to Shireen shortly, who will talk you through our international programme. So moving on to the next slide, to add further to the background that Jeanette has given you already, as an organisation, we are raising standards in and increasing the uptake of apprenticeships and technical education. And as I mentioned, we are empowering young people from all backgrounds, and through our careers advocacy work, this is to choose high quality apprenticeships and technical education as prestigious career routes, so tackling vocational snobbery, misconceptions, and also helping young people and those who are part of their wider circles, so teachers, educators, and other influencers, to understand priority skills and future skills as well. So we're really equipping the next generation and making the UK economy the best it can be. And our competition development programs equip young people with the transversal and technical skills that they need to be the best in the industry. And this all culminates in the Skills Olympics. Our careers advocacy work in particular does this through digital and in-person careers advocacy, which aligns with the Gatsby benchmark, so particularly 2, labour market information and careers information, 5, encounters with employers and employees, including our skills champions, and 7, which is knowing more about further and higher education pathways. And we work with our skills champions, as I mentioned, those amazing young people who've taken part in our competition programs and achieved excellence, employers and leading industry partners who are part of our network to help and introduce students to post-16 pathways, as I mentioned, in those priority and future skill areas. So we're really raising awareness and igniting career ambitions and aspirations to help prepare them for their next steps. The way that we do this, if you move on to the next slide, you'll see is by bringing together our network and packaging up and sharing the insights that we have with teachers, educators, and careers leaders to then help inform and inspire students through curriculum and activities and learnings. And ultimately, what we want everyone to understand is the importance of skills. A few years ago, we launched the skills as case for the skills economy report, which essentially says that skills and knowledge go hand in hand. And so our skills competitions, our national skills competitions, are designed by industry experts, and they assess an individual's knowledge, their practical skills, their employability attributes, all against a set criteria in a competitive timed environment. And you can imagine that while a young person is training, they're not only honing their ability to work well under pressure and resilience, like was mentioned in the video, but also their technical skills and knowledge as well. And as a result of that, individuals, those young people who take part in our competitions, benefit from the fine tuning and honing of their critical skills, as well as the attributes and behaviors that employers are looking for. And to name a few, that would be problem solving, self-reflection, time management, and, as I said earlier, the ability to work well under pressure. And our programs enable participants to bring world-class skills back into their organizations, improving productivity. So we know that not only is this valuable for the individual who's taking part in our competitions program, but it means that their employer is benefiting as a result of the training that they have received and experienced, and they're bringing that back into their workplace and using it to obviously make a difference, whether that be through the actual work they're doing or share that with the rest of their organization. And we also see that competitions enable businesses and education to benchmark against national and international standards of performance. And that's how we're all about raising standards as well. You'll see also that we have an amazing impact with our competition programs at national level. 87% of previous entrants say that they improved their technical skills after taking part. 79% said that they improved their personal and employability skills. And 83% say that they can apply the skills developed into their education, work, or other parts of their lives. So we see that the training that we provide and the development isn't just contained to one area of life, but it impacts the individual as a whole and helps them in their professional and their personal lives as well. Next slide, please. Continuing with thinking about the importance of skills, we also see in our Skills Champion alumni community, so these are the competitors who have finished competition either at national or international level, we see the benefits of competition as they progress throughout their careers and come back and get involved in our work. We see that competitions and the development program helps them to achieve their qualification goals. So quite often we find that they might be using a particular software or technique while they're training, which they're then possibly studying on their apprenticeship or will then use at work. We also see that it improves their self-esteem and confidence. So not only can they say that they are the best at what they do, but they also have been poured into through our training manager network. They've been able to network themselves and build up their own experience and understanding of their capabilities. We also see that they develop personal, technical, and employability skills. So again, coming back to the idea that they're honing not only the soft skills that are needed by working well under pressure, being able to manage priorities and work to deadlines. While they're studying or while they're working, they will also train for competitions. So that helps them to grow in their capacity, but it also, as we said, helps them to improve their employability and technical skills. It also helps them to identify strengths and areas for improvement. When you're training, you're under a magnifying glass. Everything you do, you're looking at to see how you can improve and what marginal gains you can win. So this helps an individual understand exactly what they're good at and where they can grow. And then once they know that, to then build on that to be able to be the best that they can. Also raises aspirations and ambitions. Not only are you helping somebody to be the best that they can be, and to push the limits of what they think they're capable of, and potentially the limits of what their skill area is and their technical expertise and ability. But they're also in an incredible environment where they are competing and also getting to know others who are in the same field as them. And that can help them to really raise their aspirations and dream big, challenge themselves, and also learn more about what's just possible and where they can go as their next steps. And as mentioned, they develop networks with peers and industry. So many of our competitors will go on to come back and support with competitions or go further in the sector in their industry through the networks that they have developed as a result of their competition program and training. And some case studies here, you can find these on our website. But these are some of our skills champions who've taken part in our aircraft maintenance competitions, 3D digital game art, and digital construction, all talking about how their competition journey has helped them to develop while they were studying. Amazing. Next slide, please. So if you're thinking this sounds incredible, how do we get involved? You can. So the registration for our national competitions, that's where it all starts. That opens in spring. And then there's an entry stage. Young people have to be entered by the competition through an employer or an educator. They need the support, and it's there's a lot that's involved to it, but an incredible opportunity. So we'd encourage you to share this with your networks and get involved. Once registration opens in spring, there is an entry stage, and then we progress onto our national qualifiers. And those qualifiers will then produce national finalists who will then go on to compete at our national finals in the autumn. And that takes place in November. Next slide, please. And just to bring to life exactly what this looks like in terms of those stages and who's getting involved and what's involved, we have pre-competition activities that are accessible via our learning lab. So that's a great way to introduce your network and students to competitions, and we've got benchmarking resources that you can use to start to prepare yourselves. We then have that entry stage, as I mentioned, in spring. So this is open to learners, apprentices, and employers who are 16 plus, and who are either working towards or have already completed a level 2, 3, or 4 qualification in their related skill area. And to find all of the skills that you can compete in, you can head to the website. We then also might invite them to do an online or remote test or task. Then we head to our national qualifiers in the spring. So that's where competitors are invited to compete in local competitions or an online test during this period, and the highest scoring ones will then be invited to take part in our national finals. And then our national finals are in November, and this builds on the complexity and challenge of those regional heats and qualifiers, really testing skills and competence against peers in a competitive environment. And I'll hand over to Shireen to talk more about this in just a second. If possible, we will then have some of those national finalists compete internationally according to the international portfolio. But one final thing that I will say before I hand over to Shireen, next slide please, is that our skills champions, those who don't go on to compete internationally, still come back and are part of our work and are key to empowering the next generation. You can see there some of the ways that our skills champions and some pictures of our skills champions get involved and are absolutely pivotal and foundational to making sure that we are equipping, inspiring and empowering young people from all backgrounds so that they thrive in their future careers. And to find out more, next slide, please. We have a host of careers resources that are free and accessible for you to access and to use, where we've used the stories and experiences of our skills champions and our partner networks to really champion and highlight technical skills and pathways so that your learners and networks can take part in this as well. That's me. Thanks very much. Over to you, Shireen.
Thanks, Daisy. So if we move on to the next slide, I'm just going to give you a little overview and insight into the International Development Programme. So as Jeanette mentioned earlier, WorldSkills UK has been a member of WorldSkills International for over 70 years now. We look towards the WorldSkills Competition as the gold standards of skills excellence. They inspire students and apprentices to reach new heights, helping them turn their passion into profession, where we benchmark against international standards and gain unique insights from leading and emerging economies worldwide. So this really positions us to understand diverse educational systems, innovative approaches, and global strategies for technical skills development. As the global hub for skills excellence, WorldSkills really enables us to leverage this knowledge, bringing the best practices from around the world into UK education to drive forward technical and vocational excellence. So if we go on to the next slide, as we speak, we are currently preparing for the next WorldSkills competition in Shanghai, which will take place in September 2026. We have kickstarted our 18-month international competition cycle, where we are looking to participate in 33 skill competitions across 6 sectors. We have a training network of dynamic and experienced trainers from education and industry in our team, where each of our training managers lead a world-class training program across various specialisms to prepare students and apprentices for the upcoming WorldSkills competition. Sorry, Kasim, I don't think that changed the slide. That's the one. Yeah, so those are the 6 sectors that we're looking to participate in. And if we move on to the next slide, please. So here's an overview of what our international competition cycle looks like. Our program is defined by a continuous framework of improvement rooted in international standards of excellence to develop groups of students and apprentices known as a squad first, and then Team UK over an 18-month intense training and development cycle. So we run this with an evidence-based methodology, which includes executive coaching and continuous professional development for training managers, so that they can unlock the potential of students and apprentices who participate in this rigorous technical training program. This program essentially supports developed groups of learners to perform at the highest level to meet global standards of excellence. So we're currently at the start of phase 3 in the cycle, where we're in the midst of asking over 100 competitors that we have identified from the national competitions to opt in with an opportunity to be selected for Squad UK. So after they've opted in, they'll undertake their first milestone assessment, where they may be chosen for Squad UK, after which their journey will move forward to phase 4. So phase 4 runs from April 2025 to March 2026, and this includes several milestone assessments and international pressure tests, such as WorldSkills, where competitors will be tested against their international counterparts, which enables us to bring back these insights and further improve and develop our training for them in those skills. They also undertake several boot camps, which focus on team building, mindset training, and health and well-being. So by the end of phase 4, we will have selected a competitor to represent their skill in Team UK on the global stage at Shanghai. Once selected, Team UK will be representing 33 skills, and we will still have about 5 months as part of phase 5 to really intensify their training before going out to compete in Shanghai in September. So moving on to the next slide. We have 3 main components which underpin our program, which is proven and continues to contribute to the UK's performance in the WorldSkills competition. The program really accelerates the growth of a competitor's potential, focusing both on their professional and technical skills, whilst also supporting the development of their mindset, which contributes towards an individual's attitude and behavior in both work and life. So on the technical side, this is facilitated and run by our training managers, who are essentially subject specialists and support the development and really elevate the skills of a competitor from a national to an international standard of excellence. They design a program of training activity and international pressure testing, tracking the competitor's technical skills and development of what we refer to as personal attributes. Then we have the mindset training side of the program, where we have our performance and well-being coaches supporting the competitors in the development of their personal attributes, performance profiling, health and well-being. And they really play a strong role engaging with mindset training, designed to really refine the competition craft, which covers a range of wider skills such as resilience training and lean work, looking to maximize the competitors' efficiency and performance. So it's all about the competitors knowing themselves better, understanding their own mind, and having the know-how or the tools to change and adapt, primarily for the competition, but this also really supercharges them in the long term as part of their career and their personal life. So this really empowers competitors in our program to achieve world-class standards in their practice, setting them up with lifelong and employable skills and the chance to be selected to represent the UK on a global stage. So moving on to my next slide. A bit more about the training manager and the training network. So in partnership with our team of trainers and coaches, we model best practice in skills excellence, development and delivery in the UK. Within this, the training manager plays a pivotal role in driving each international training program, really serving as the key architect to prepare, compete and excel on the global stage. So they'll coordinate and mobilize support across the UK sector networks to design and implement a high-impact training program that drives excellence and innovation. They also stay at the forefront of global skills development by actively engaging in international benchmarking. So this involves analyzing the most successful training systems worldwide through our WorldSkills community, identifying innovative methods and strategies. And by doing so, they enhance the competitiveness of UK talent, equipping students and apprentices with cutting-edge skills that benefit not only their careers, but also productivity and innovation for employers, and really contribute to the wider economy's growth. So if you look at it, training managers and their wider training network are really key to shaping the future of skills development. So I'm now going to hand over to Salman Lee. He's our training manager for health and social care, just to share his firsthand experience of what the program has been like for him. Thanks.
Shireen. Hello everyone, thank you for allowing me to share my insights into my role and experience with WorldSkills. Just to sort of explain how I got involved, 15 years ago as a training educator provider, we entered the very first health and social care competition, and was very fortunate to have supported the gold medal winner that year. And that really sort of grew my sort of world skills interest. Following that, we were invited to join the competition organising partner as developers, but also deliverers of the competition. And recently, I was also asked to step up to be the training manager for health and social care to support our international competition. What really sort of sold me on the journey, really, at that very early stage, was looking at WorldSkills competitions in terms of stimulating real world challenges. When we develop our pressure tests, we apply the principle, don't tell me, show me. So we're not asking people to sort of reinforce their learning. We're asking them to showcase what they have learned in a variety of different situations and a variety of different environments, to test their flexibility, adaptability, but also to find appropriate solutions to issues they're presented with. Again, not always easy to sort of reinforce in their academic qualification. WorldSkills competitions are really focused on simulating real-world challenges, assessing abilities to handle complex dynamic responsibilities under pressure predominantly, and hopefully preparing them for the demands expected at level 3 or above once they qualify and enter into our sector. One of the other things that I found was really useful as a provider, as an educator, was the focus on skills development, targeting specific competencies. Students often face challenges in developing essential soft skills, which are not always fully addressed through their qualifications. This can impact on their learning, the effectiveness during their placements, but also through WorldSkills competition and WorldSkills resources that have been developed, they can be integrated into the curriculum to support students to build these core skills in a safe environment. With COVID, we found again people going to placement weren't always fully prepared. So the skills tests, the pressure tests, the resources that we apply in the competition were really useful in getting them to think about, practice those core skills before they went into placements. but also following that to hone those skills, to really reinforce and develop them so that we're effective once they're qualified. In terms of student success, professional development, my personal experience, again, as a provider, as a trainee educator, has found that the skills lab, the learning tools, the competition development program, and more importantly, the competition experience itself really allows competitor students to showcase skills, but also to develop them, benchmark them against others, not just nationally, but also internationally when we look at the international competition itself. They're really useful. They can complement the curriculum. So there's no added workload for trainers. What we can do is integrate it. We've supported organisations to integrate it into the curriculum. So it's part and parcel of what they deliver. But what it will do is allow them to develop those skills, build their confidence, and also be more effective when in placement and in the job role itself. If we're looking at the WorldSkills competitions, and again, the standards that have been mentioned, they emphasize practical, industry-led skills. They're being benchmarked against, again, employer-led qualifications, like the apprenticeships, like the T-levels, etc. They also have embedded, as has been said, international insights, where again, we're trying to bring back and we're trying to raise the profile and professionalism in my case, health and social care, to make sure we are truly competing on a global basis. The insights also have been used, and I'm talking from my experience, to the development of, again, apprenticeship frameworks, T-levels, qualifications, national occupational standards. So it's not just a competition. We can truly use the insights to make a difference back in the sector, to improve, again, not only the qualifications that we deliver, but the actual delivery of the skills services once they qualify. The whole thing that really grasped me from an international point of view is this whole thing about global collaboration. Coming back from Lyon was a phenomenal experience, but the learning itself, as was explained from my colleagues, phenomenal what I'm bringing back and what I'm hoping to embed effect in our sector. But one of the things that I want to sort of reinforce very quickly before I finish off is, again, when I entered the WorldSkills environment as a training provider, I had the question, well, what is in it for me? What is it going to benefit me from? And my experiences and working with other providers over the years has identified a number of real benefits. Massive reputation boost. As a provider that competes, wins nationally, and if you have the success of supporting someone to achieve international competition level, the reputation boost, phenomenal in attracting students, prospective clients. Student success as well, just by competing, the morale, the boost that they get enhances their ability not only to complete their qualification, but complete it in a more effective, competent manner. Staff development, we've had training providers, we've had educators come to our competitions, observe and take back learning, things they're going to incorporate into their delivery, the curriculum. CPD, so when we're looking at centre approvals, etc., the ability to support trainers, educators to not only understand national but international standards and how they can incorporate that into their practice. Developing industry partners, again, the reputation of winning and achieving in WorldSkills will attract industry partners, investments, collaborations, funding from my experience. Collaboration excellence, we're looking at, again, inspection, supporting inspection, phenomenal. If you're winning and you're actually achieving international success, phenomenal success, support for internal inspections. Community, national impact, again, bringing back pride. If we can achieve not only medallions of excellence, but again, gold, silver, bronze medals, phenomenal impact back in the UK. It also helps some of my clients in relation to funding, tendering, funding bids, etc. Again, phenomenal kudos for having somebody not only compete but win at national, international stage. Those are some of the sort of key things that really attracted me initially, and have also attracted other providers to participate in the national competitions. I'm hoping that sort of gives you a perspective from a training provider, from a provider's view, not just a training manager supporting WorldSkills. With that, thank you for having me here to speak to you, and I'll pass back to Jeanette.
Thanks so much, Sarah and the team, for bringing it to life. And Kasim, if we could go to the last slide, that would be fantastic. So you've heard really about how this all comes together. And whilst our Team UK competitors have excelled in representing their country, helping the UK to achieve top 10 positions in the last two competitions in 2024 and in 2022, we believe we could do better. Our ask of you is to share some of the key information from today's presentation with your networks to help us reach all of the UK's skilled young people. Typically, the ethnic diversity breakdown of Team UK for WorldSkills competitions is not where it should be. And this means there's two things. There's a lot of untapped talent in the UK who we're not engaging with. And we also want Team UK to be representative of the UK. Diversity is incredibly important to us in so many ways. And just right at the beginning of the presentation, you heard Daisy talk about our key mission statement, one of our key mission statements that we hold ourselves to account for. And we need to talk about this as an opportunity for sort of all young peoples. So we would welcome advice and ideas of how we better engage with young professionals from ethnically diverse backgrounds, as well as promoting the opportunity to join our training team, as brought to life by Sarah there, for the range of skills we compete in. Thank you once again so much for hosting us this morning. It's been a real pleasure to be here, and please do share the information with your wider networks and get them to get involved. Okay, thanks all.